Greetings ladies and gents, Ilzy from Heathen Sen here, welcome to my channel. Today we've got a little bit of a different video. It's a tag video and I've been tagged by Mark from Aussie Fragrance. So please go check him out. Got a link in the description for his channel. And this tag video is 21 questions about me. Now, first of all, before we get started, I'd like to thank my subscribers. I'm hoping you're liking the content so far. And for those who haven't subscribed yet, please do. We've got a lot of fragrance videos coming straight to you soon. And I'm almost at 100 subscribers. It's a bit of a big thing for me, so hoping to get there really soon. Please subscribe, guys. I'm sure you'll like the content coming very soon. Anyway, let's get started with the first question. So the first one is, have you been to school for perfumery? And the answer is no, at least not yet. I mean, look, I would absolutely love to. I mean, ever since I started this whole fragrance journey and getting into all these different notes and learning a lot about fragrances, it's just making me want to sort of, I don't know, it's making me want to sort of make my own. I would absolutely love to just see what I can do with it. I don't know, we'll give it some time and see what happens, who knows. Okay, second question. Do you consider yourself to be addicted to fragrances? I'd say yeah and no, not really. I mean, look, I use them every day, probably a couple of times a day. I do have about 50 or so in my collection, so it's not a huge amount, but it's okay, a lot more than most people, let's be honest. Okay, the third question is, what is the earliest memory of wearing a fragrance? I think the earliest memory was actually probably similar to what Mark has put in his video, and that was basically, for me at least, when my dad was shaving or anything like that, you know, he would always put on Brut 33 after he shaved, you know, and yeah, so, you know, he introduced me to that, you know, putting it on. I couldn't even shave at the time, just, you know, putting it on my neck and all that sort of stuff, and you know, that brings back a lot of memories, you know, being the first sort of fragrance experience I had. Fourth question, what is the first fragrance you ever bought with your own money? Now that one is Issey Miyake Le Bleu de Say Boron. That one was a great one. It was not exactly the most typical sort of introduction to fragrance. You know, a lot of people go for like the easy wearing freshies and all that sort of stuff. That one's a little bit different. That one goes a little bit darker, a little bit green. Now, number 5, what is the oldest fragrance in your collection? Okay, if we go by timeline in terms of when they were released, the oldest one would be my Aramis Eau de Toilette. That was, geez, I don't even know how old it is. It's like something like maybe in the 60s or 70s or something like that. I could be wrong. But if we're going by the oldest in my collection in terms of the first, well, the earliest one I bought that's still currently in my collection would definitely be my Issey Miyake let us say Intense Porom. And yeah, that was a 2011 bottle. So yeah, I've actually had one for over 10 years now, and it's still good. If you remember the video that I actually did comparing the 2011 versus 2020 batch, there you have it. Now, number 6, fragrance that you can't stand to smell. That's a bit of a hard one, to be honest, because a lot of them, a lot of the ones that I smell I really do like. Oh geez, I'll have to probably go with Hugo Boss Oud Saffron. That one was just way too dry, and I mean, it's, I don't know. Honestly, it's like, I don't remember exactly everything about it right off the top of my head, but it just really didn't stick with me. And if anything, there is one I'm going to review soon that will probably top that. So I'm not going to say what it is, but yeah, you'll see it coming soon. Question number 7. What's your favorite food? Eggplant lasagna with chicken mince. that's one that I absolutely love. It doesn't use any pasta in there. Obviously, it uses the eggplant as the sheets. It absolutely melts in your mouth. Okay, number 8. Do you prefer sweet, salty, mild, or spicy? I don't really have a preference, to be honest. I mean, I can go either way. It just really sort of depends. I mean, you can go spicy, but the thing is, you get to the point sometimes where the spiciness is so off the charts that you can't even taste the food. So you definitely don't want to go overkill in any sort of category, at least for me. So I would go with either one, but if I were to sort of pick one, wow, I'd say if anything, salty, definitely. And number 9 on the list is, what is the last fragrance you purchased? Well, the last one I purchased was, I did buy a few decants recently, but they're decants, but a full bottle. Last one I got was Mancera Red Tobacco, and that thing is absolute beast. I will definitely have to do a review on that one really soon, so watch out for that. It's my first Mancera fragrance, and I don't think it will be my last, not by a stretch. Okay, question number 10. What fragrance have you been wanting to buy for a long time, but you haven't gone through with it yet? I think, if anything, okay, there has been a couple of them, and one of them is Parfums de Mali Calan, just because I don't know, it's got this blood orange at the top that is absolutely gorgeous, and just the overall smell is absolutely amazing. But other than that, probably also, there's one I've been thinking about. It's been a little bit hard to get, actually. So this is a specific one, which is Montal Honey Oud. Just because of the fact that, you know, apparently it's supposed to be an easy wearing oud fragrance, and honey. I love honey. Now, number 11. Do you have a dream fragrance but think it's too expensive? I was recently thinking about one, but I haven't actually tried it yet. I've tried the other versions of it, and they are absolutely amazing, so I would love to at least get my nose on this one, and that is Amouage Interlude 53. You know, I love the smell of the original Interlude, man, and also the Flanker Black Iris. So I don't know, if I can get a smell of that thing, it would be at least awesome. It might maybe think about it at least, but for something that's 750 Australian dollars, at least for me, that's a bit on the expensive side. I know you've got like Roger Parfums and fragrance, niche fragrance houses like that you've got $2,000 fragrances or whatever. Although I haven't smelt any of those to sort of really say that, yeah, I'll want one of them. I wouldn't even be able to justify that price at all, to be honest. It's probably a bit much. And question number 12. What fragrance is the cheapest in your collection, and do you like it? The cheapest one that I've got in my collection would be the Aramis Eau de Toilette. Because I got it for about, I think, $40 or something like that. I know obviously you can get like much cheaper, definitely, but you know what, it's not bad for what it is. It brings back a lot of memories from, you know, my early teens and everything like that. It isn't bad for what it is. I mean, I've definitely smelt worse out there, to be honest. Much worse. Probably not the worst, but getting there. And number 13, what is the most expensive fragrance in your collection? The most expensive fragrance in my collection is Nichané's Arni. Number 14, does your partner wear fragrances, and is there one that he or she doesn't like on you? Yep, she does wear fragrances, does have a good amount of them, and I don't know if there is one that she doesn't like on me. I mean, she likes most of them on me, but she hasn't sort of mentioned any that she doesn't like at all. And number 15, Is it common or rare for people to wear fragrances in your area? To be honest, it's not something I really thought about at all. I mean, I notice it on some people here and there, but I don't really sort of notice like people sort of like smelling like absolute trash, like ugh, So I'd say yeah. I never really taken notice, but I mean, I wouldn't say no. Now, number 16, do you prefer coffee or tea? Well, if you know anything about me, coffee, 100%. I typically have like maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 coffees a day. Few of them usually are like double shots. So, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm an addict, but I do love coffee. Yeah. Number 17, do you wear any fragrances that are marketed towards the opposite gender? I believe I do. I think it was Tom Ford Black Orchid Parfum. At least the original one was, I don't know if it was marketed more for ladies, but apparently a lot more ladies wore it, but then you had a lot of guys that wore it too, being a unisex one. And the parfum, I'd say probably similar type of thing. What else do I have? I guess you could say the Floral Street Ylang Ylang Espresso. That one, for a lot of the florals and everything like that, etc., etc. And the company tend to do more marketing towards ladies in terms of fragrances, but that one is so hard to say no to, even though, yeah, it is a unisex fragrance, probably marketed more towards ladies, but whatever. Besides that, geez, what else do I have? Maybe the Vanilla Vibes from Juliet Has a Gun. That's another fragrance house that seems to have a lot more of the feminine fragrances. It's definitely lighter. It's got that light vanilla in there. That's probably it's probably a bit more of a feminine fragrance, I guess. But I absolutely love it. I think it's a great, warmer weather fragrance. Okay, number 18. When traveling, do you take full bottles or decants? Typically, I take full bottles, at least like every time I've gone traveling. But the thing is, I mean, I guess in the future, not like we can sort of really go traveling much at the moment, but I wouldn't mind taking decants, like maybe taking 5 mils of this or 5 mils of that, just to sort of get a little bit of variety rather than having just the one fragrance the whole time. It just seems a little bit redundant, What, you're going to have one day that might be warm, one day that might be cold, you might be on a date with your partner or whatever. You want to sort of change up a little bit and not have the same thing. At least that's what I feel. And number 19, do you typically receive compliments from your fragrances? Not a ridiculous amount. I do sometimes. It's mainly at work because it's mainly at work where I'm actually wearing them. So, yeah, I mean, here and there, it depends, just what fragrance it is. But I do get compliments, ladies and gents as well. So, and question number 20, do you wear fragrances when you're home alone? Honestly, all the time. Yeah, I do. I wear fragrances home alone as well as going out. I mean, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I'm at home and I want to smell nice, I just want to feel nice, definitely. And last but not least, question 21, do you wear fragrances for yourself or to receive compliments? I'd say it's mostly for myself. I mean, if I wanted to get compliments, I think the most important compliments for me is my partner. I mean, other than I will get compliments from time to time with my fragrances, I don't know, it's really good, but at the same time, I mean, it's actually kind of even better though if you can sort of get a compliment for your fragrance and then have the other person just go, hey, what is that? I really want to get it. And the next thing you know, they get it. So, it goes to show that I've got decent taste. Yeah. Okay, guys, so that's been my 21 questions about me. Once again, I'd like to thank Mark for tagging me in this video series. Now, who am I going to tag? I'm going to tag Tyler from Simply Fragrances, and I'm going to tag someone that I haven't tagged before, and that's going to be Scott AROMATICO. He's got some great content. Definitely check him out. Awesome guy. And of course Tyler as well. Awesome guy as well. So I'm going to leave a link in the description for both their channels. Please go check those guys out. They got some great content. Awesome guys. Anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well. If you like what you see and what you hear, please hit the like, comment below, hit that red subscribe button down there, and hit the notification bell for more fragrant videos like this straight to your feed. Blessed be to you all, and I'll see you on the next video.